Hello students, so today we are going to start with class 11th snapshot supplementary book, and we are starting today with the first chapter, The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. As far as the background of this story is concerned, first of all, this is actually taken from a short story collection. Okay, this particular story is part of one book. Okay, and that book is of short stories, and the book is My Name is Aram. So this is the name of the book, and we can say in in that book all the stories, okay, they talk about the adventures and the exploits of a young boy Aram, and the writer is William Serion, and this writer is, we can say, American Armenian writer, and he has written not only short stories, he has written even novels also, and his one novel was, we can say, became very popular, that it was, this novel was taken for the movie also, and afterwards this movie was given the award also. So this is the background. Now here we are going to start with the story about Aram and his cousin Murad, and these are two children who are Armenian children, and most importantly that they belong to very poor families. Okay, but is it that if you are born in a poor family you have no right to dream something big, or you have no right to enjoy life? We will see what these two boys think about that. So let's start with the story. One day back there in a good old days, when I was 9 and the world was full of every imaginable kind of magnificence. Now, because now you will get RTC also, okay, and you can get even 1 mark questions also. So one thing, and make it a habit to keep underlining important things. Here from the very first line we get to know that this boy's age is 9. He is 9-year-old, okay, who is narrating this whole story. Okay. And the world was full of every imaginable kind of magnificence. Magnificence means very glorious, very beautiful. And life was still a delightful and mysterious dream. My cousin Murad, who was considered crazy by everybody who knew him except me, came to my house at 4 in the morning and woke me up tapping on the window of my room. Now Aram says at that time when this incident happened, I was 9-year-old boy, and for a 9-year-old boy the world is just beautiful, because 9-year-old child does not understand the struggles of life. He does not know that there could be difficulties also in life. For a 9-year-old child there is only freedom in the world, and they are to enjoy life. He says naturally I was like that only. And one day my cousin Murad, early in the morning, even before the sunrise, he came to my house, but he did not knock at the door. He knocked at the window of my room. And why he knocked at the window? Because actually he had brought one horse and he had come to invite him for horse riding. Aram, he said. I jumped out of bed and looked out of the window. I couldn't believe what I saw. It wasn't morning yet, but it was summer, and with daybreak, not many minutes around the corner of the world, it was light enough for me to know I wasn't dreaming. So what he saw, actually he saw a horse. My cousin Murad was sitting on a beautiful white horse. I stuck my head out of the window and rubbed my eyes. Yes, he said in Armenian, it's a horse. You're not dreaming. Make it quick if you want to write. I knew my cousin Murad enjoyed being alive more than anybody else who had ever fallen into the world by mistake. But this was more than even I could believe. He said, I knew my cousin very well, that my cousin is very adventurous boy. and he would never leave a single chance. Okay, if he gets to enjoy life, if he gets to be adventurous. But still, he said, I could never even imagine that one day my cousin would be having horse also. In the first place, my earliest memories had been memories of horses, and my first longings had been longings to ride. This was the wonderful part. He said, because I was also interested, or I was also keen to have a ride on a horse, but I never thought that yes, I would ever get a chance. So this was very wonderful thing that I was having a horse now in front of my house. In the second place, we were poor. This was the part that wouldn't permit me to believe what I saw. He says, but this also I remember that we belong to a very poor tribe. We are very poor people, and that's why maybe affording a horse is not possible. So that's why he said, I was thinking that is it true or is it dream? We were poor. We had no money. He said, actually, I always remember that yes, we were really very poor people. We had no money, no extra money. We were poor, we had no money. Our whole tribe was poverty stricken. It's not that only my family was poor. Actually, all the families in our tribe were very poor. Every branch of the Garglanian family. So this Garglanian you can take like surname. We can say this tribe was particularly Garglanian tribe. And he said, in our Garglanian tribe, each and every branch means each and every family was very poor. So there was no question that one of my cousins could afford to purchase a horse. That's why he said I was really puzzled to see that from where the horses come. Our whole tribe was poverty stricken. Every branch of the Garglanian family was living in the most amazing and comical poverty in the world. Underline, amazing and comical poverty. What does it mean? Actually, amazing and comical poverty here means that we were so poor, but even then, we never, resorted to any corrupt means of taking money or earning money or getting money. We were so poor even then. We were maybe very happy with whatever we had. We never tried to, grab money from somewhere or with unfair means. So that's why he says this is really amazing thing about our tribe, and we loved it. Okay. Nobody could understand where we ever got money enough to keep us with food in our bellies, not even the old men of the family. He says even sometimes people would be wondering that they are so poor, even then they get enough to eat. And he said sometimes literally, even we also never knew from where the money would come and we would be purchasing food for our next meal. Even the elderly people, old people in our tribe were not, in a position to tell from where we were getting money for our next, we can say meal. Means somewhere, maybe they had belief in God. Okay, that's why they always thought that if they remain honest, God is there to provide them with enough so that they can have full meal. And this is what was always happening. They never resorted to any, we can say, unfair means, any corrupt means to purchase things or to earn money. But even then, they were always, having enough to eat. Okay, but even then, thinking about horse, it was beyond imagination. Most important of all, though we were famous for our honesty. He said this was important thing, that our tribe was very very poor, but even then our tribe was famous for our honesty also. We had been famous for our honesty for something like 11 centuries. Underline 11 centuries. You may get one question. Even when we had been the wealthiest family in what we lived to liked to think was the world. He said people always thought that we are wealthiest people. That's why maybe we are very honest and we never needed, to go for any corrupt means. But he said we were very proud of this fact that we were known for our honesty only for the last 11 centuries. We were proud first, honest next, and after that we believed in right and wrong. He said we were proud people, proud of ourselves, proud of our honesty. And moreover, he said we were having values of right and wrong. Means we all knew what is wrong, and that's why we never resorted to any wrong means of earning. None of us would take advantage of anybody in the world, let alone steal. He said we were so honest that we would never take undue advantage of any situation, of any person. So how can we think that anybody from our tribe can even go for stealing also? But if not stealing, then from where the horse has come? Consequently, even though I could see the horse so magnificent, he said, on one hand, now this thought was going on in my mind that we are so poor and we are so honest. Poverty means we cannot afford to purchase a horse. Honesty means we cannot even steal. Then, what is the next thing? So he said, but even then I was looking at the horse. I was thinking, I was puzzled, but I was looking at the horse, and the horse was looking so beautiful, so magnificent. Even though I could smell it, so lovely. Even though I could hear it breathing, so exciting. I couldn't believe the horse had anything to do with my cousin Murad, or with me, or with any of other members of our family, asleep or awake, because I knew my cousin Murad couldn't have bought the horse, means couldn't have purchased the horse, and if he couldn't have bought it, he must have stolen it, and I refused to believe he had stolen it. Now, this was going on in his mind. He was having two thoughts. On one hand, his heart was saying that this is not possible, that he can or anybody from the tribe can purchase the horse. On the other hand, the other part of the heart was saying that yes, it is also not possible that anybody from this family can steal anything. Then, what is the thing? But whatever it is, he said the horse was really looking very lovely and very attractive. No member of the Garglanian family could be a thief. I stared first at my cousin and then at the horse. There was a there was a pious stillness and humor in each of them. Pious means very sacred. Stillness means both were at calm. Means the horse was also not showing any resistance that he doesn't want to be with Murad, and Murad was also not showing any sign on his face that yes, he is feeling guilty that he has stolen. No, both were looking very, very calm. Okay, and humor in each of them, which on one hand delighted me and on the other frightened me. This is important question, 2 marker question you may get. That if both were looking very quiet and calm, then why this Aram said that on one hand I was frightened, on the other hand I was delighted. Delighted because both were showing that they are very cool in each other's company, so it means no problem, he can even also go for right. But why he was feeling we can say that we can say he was frightened. Okay, what was the thing that frightened Aram? Actually frightened, why? Because he was thinking that though maybe in one corner of his heart he knows it very well that this cannot be purchased because we don't have any money, okay, for this kind of purchase. But even then, if horse is also very comfortable in company of Murad is not having any sign of guilt on his face, then what frightened him, that is it that Murad is so comfortable in stealing the things that he has stolen the horse and still he is not feeling guilty. So this thing frightened him, and delighted that it's okay, horse is there and horse is very comfortable with Murad, okay, with his cousin, so it means he will also get a chance to ride the horse. Murad, I said, where did you steal this horse? Leap out of the window, he said, if you want to ride. It was true then. He had stolen the horse, because he did not say that what are you talking about? Who said stealing? No. He did not try to explain anything. He said, see, if you want to ride, come out. There was no question about it. He had come to invite me to ride or not, as I chose. Well, it seemed to me stealing a horse for a ride was not the same thing as stealing something else, such as money. So now, on one hand, now Aram is very much confirmed that this horse is stolen. But then, because he was also interested to take a ride, so maybe he just tried to convince himself with this thought only, that if he has taken somebody else's horse for just a ride only, then it should not be taken as stealing. Because stealing would be if we steal money and enjoy the money and live lavish life with that money, okay, which belongs to somebody else. But this is horse. We are just going to take a ride only. So it should not be taken as a stealing. And even I should also stop thinking, okay, we can say about stealing or like this, all these things. So he now wanted to stop thinking about stealing. Well, it seemed to me stealing a horse for a ride was not the same thing as stealing something else, such as money. For all I knew, maybe it wasn't stealing at all. If you were crazy, now he gave this answer to himself. If you were crazy about horses the way my cousin Murad and I were, it wasn't stealing. It wouldn't become stealing until we offered to sell the horse, which of course I knew we would never do. Again, he was thinking that stealing means stealing money. If we sell this horse and enjoy the money, then only it should be taken as stealing. Then only this is something bad. But this is not stealing at all. This is just we are adventurous and we want to take a ride. So let me put on some clothes, I said. So ultimately, Aram was ready. All right, he said, but hurry. I leaped into my clothes. I jumped down to the yard from the window and leaped up onto the horse behind my cousin Murad. So ultimately, Aram was now ready to take a ride. I think we should stop here only. Okay, this is enough for this video. Okay, just try to listen to this. First of all, whenever you are watching the video, don't stop in between. I have seen that sometimes what happens, you just watch the video for 3-4 minutes and then you feel, you get this feeling, yes, now I understood. But the thing is that it's not that you have fully understood the things. Okay, so watch the video, full video, and then read again. Then only you will understand. Thank you.